Greetings and salutes, everyone. I got to scoot closer to the mic here. Okay, here we go. We're live. We're here. Hello. Test 1, 2. Can everyone hear me? Are we all here? Tree dwellers, are we awake? Are we alive? Are we with it? I had this all set up, and then I got in here, and apparently it wasn't. Sorry. Oh, man. Oh, God. Now I'm all situated. Huh, jeez. So, yeah. Let's get this show on the road, shall we? Dr. Pepper burps. Pardon me. Greetings and salutes again, everyone. Greetings and salutes. We're back here with another episode of Talking Tactical. Da 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 da. We're here yet again. We are not here there squarely. It's just you. Ha 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 ha. All right, let's see who we got in here. Who's in the room? Who do we got? Who's around? Hey there, good chat there, Mr. Shadow Ghost. Good to see you, Lady M. Hello. The Grunny dies with the trippy hippie. Good to see him, a good man. Cutter, good to have you. Jason, yes, young one. Prime Tech, Shadow Dragon. Always good to have you in here, Mr. Team Shadow Airsoft. All right, and fellow Tree Dwellers, welcome yet again. Welcome. Let's get the tertiaries out of the way, everybody. So, as we always start, we're at 912 subscribers. We've gone down one, but it's okay. It's okay. We can always get back another one. So, just remember to share this around. Let everybody know. Come here for all your crazy airsoft goodness and weirdness and our nice little chats and everything that we do over here with the airsoft goodness. Boom. Make sure that you guys smash that like button. And I didn't do the thing. And make sure that you're gonna do this. Here. Copy. 2 seconds. Hey, look at that. Go ahead and click the link in the pinned message below. Join the Discord. Hang out with other weirdos like me. And talk the airsoft goodness, video game, movie, nerdery, all that usual goodness. What else do I got? What else do we got? Let's see. We don't have any giveaways coming up because we're not doing giveaways. We didn't hit any goals. We don't have any goals. Well, we got the 1,000 subscriber goal to hit still. Make sure that we get up to that next 1,000 subscriber goal. And then we'll do the unboxing battle between large airsoft retailer mystery box versus small airsoft retailer mystery box. Independent airsoft retailer mystery box, as per se. Yeah. And we're going to do that. We're going to unbox them side by side. Which one's going to give you the best value? So let's get to that next 1,000 subscriber goal so we can do that unboxing and compare where you get your best bang for your bucks out of a mystery box. Yes, Jason, I forgot the Discord tag. You already knew. You knew. That's why you're a mod over here. So, with all that taken care of, guys, I think that's a bit about the norm for the tertiaries. Oh, yes, and at the Discord, you can get your roadkill rags and your custom tie-dye shamags, because now I'm out of patches, which is sad. Very sad. I don't know when I'm getting more patches, but hang on, guys. I will get more. They will be coming back around, but we all know, we're a poor here. We're a poor people. It takes us time to get our finances, to get our merch back in order. But I still got roadkill rags. I can still get you your custom tie-dye shamags. So come over to the Discord, support the channel, get your Squirrely Nuts Airsoft merch. And yeah, we'll be getting there. Also, yes, the Pocket Roadkill Rag still might be a limited run in Q2, so later in the year. Keep an eye out for those. Um, we got It's Freaking Cold Out, LOL. um, but let's get into the topic of tonight because I want to hear your guys' opinion more than mine on this. Because, I mean, I have some ideas, maybe, who knows, but most of them are maybe iterations on things. But I want to hear your guys' opinion. So, tonight, we're going to chit chat about we're still fresh into 2026. We all have been having discussions of what we want to, see coming up this year and what changes in the airsoft industry that we're going to see or in airsoft gameplay. So, as we do here, let's talk about it. What game modes do you want to see events or fields come up with, adopt, or if you have ideas that you wish they would, into their lineup or their run? Because, we all play the usual cyclical cycles of things. We got zombies, capture the flag, TDM, like variations of other game modes from other games like Conquest or Breakthrough or things like that. And so what new things, what new ideas do you guys have that you would like to see? So why don't we hear from y'all first? Let's see what you guys got. Come on, hit me with ideas. I know there's a delay, but I'll give you a minute. Come up with them. See what you guys got. Let the countdown begin. Dropping things. Throwing stuff on the ground, everybody. It's okay. Anyone? Ideas? Because, seen Rescue the Pilot. Jason says Rescue the Pilot. Me, I've seen, I've actually played, I've played a pilot rescue game mode before, and I say my experience with that pilot rescue, it was their first time running that game mode, and I don't think they did a good job at planning that out, because they said that, the pilot's disoriented and might, struggle against being saved because you got to get him from point A to point B. And, like, he did this thing where he would just essentially throw himself on the ground and throw a temper tantrum and would force us to drag him or try to pick him up and carry him. And literally made it impossible for us to do anything with him. So, if there's going to be a Save the Pilot game mode, I have to say there's specific rules that need to be in there to make it actually feasible to move the pilot from point A to point B instead of being... I think the dude who was just playing the pilot was just being an ass, if I'm being honest. But, yeah. It was in my experience, to be honest. But it can always be done better. I know I could do it better. I know other people can do it better. So, why don't, save the pilot, okay. I mean, as long as it's done right. I think the Save the Pilot thing would work really well in a milsim environment. That would be really cool, actually. Even with pyros and EG67s and stuff going on. Essentially, everybody would be wanting to recreate the Black Hawk Down thing. Just because, everybody's seen the movie. Let's see. Mr. Shadow Ghost. Okay, hear me out. 5-on-5 milsim. Sudden death. No revive. Ooh. Oh. The risk it for the biscuit. More Japanese style I see from that one. Because there's actually, from what I've heard over in Japan, there's a lot of game modes where it's just, there's no revive. It's one. That's it. One and done. Adds a bit of the challenge. Excuse me. I like it. I like it. New challenge. Let's see, Cutter, trophy taking game. When you get hit, you stay where you're at. You have to give out your coin to who hit you. The person that hit you can take one at a time back to spawn or take a chance and carry multiple. But if they are hit, they lose all of their coins. You know what that sounds like to me, Cutter? Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog. Kind of, you know, it. I'm just thinking of somebody taking multiple coins and then getting hit and just going ching and throwing everything in the air. Uh, video game brain. It's how it works. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, why? My brain is stuck. That's Sonic the game mode. Although, Cutter, I get where you're going with it. It works. I see. My brain just, yeah, it just went Sonic Hedgehog. Let's see, Ghost or okay, pilot could be done so better, like have a litter you have to place the pilot on to move him. Yeah, okay. If you're gonna have a pilot that's gonna fight or struggle or have to be carried, I agree. I think the field should have supplied a litter, but also that's a whole nother of like teaching people how to lift things during a game to pick up. And also it's hilarious seeing new people trying to pick up a litter. It's always funny. A butt usually ends up in somebody's nose. Once your coin has been taken, you have to go back to spawn to get another one. The team with the most coins at the end of the game wins. Oh, okay. Yeah. And no, I thought the same thing. Oh, Cutter. Okay. So your game mode, you essentially were thinking Sonic the Hedgehog the whole time when you were thinking this. So we'll just call that Sonic the game mode. Okay. Got it? I even heard the coins in my head. All right, so it sounds like everybody here is in agreement with Cutter's game mode idea that he has officially come up with the first ever Airsoft Sonic the Hedgehog game mode that should be implemented in Airsoft. Fields are going to start stocking pirate coins now to create this. You know, that's a thing. All right, Airsoft Fields, take note. Start buying toy coins so you can have the new Sonic the game mode. I wouldn't it be more Shadow since Airsoft? No, we're just gonna still stick with it. Well, no, we don't want to. No, nobody wants to get. Well, technically, you don't want either Prime Tech because nobody wants to get sued by whoever owns Sonic now. I think it's Microsoft. But nobody wants to get sued by whoever owns Sonic, so we would have to. There would have to be another name that would be come up with it. So Airsoft Hedgehog mode. Cutter his knuckles. That's funny. So Sonic the game mode. I can see Cutter's not like. I mean, I can see it working. I can see it as a viable game mode. It would be interesting. Because also, you think you have that challenge of like, there's going to be that hedgehog hunters. Claim Sonic is referring to the burgers we're going to have afterwards. No. No. Hey, Lady M, no, that's another lawsuit. No. And whoever does this, like, name whatever you want. Like, anybody takes these ideas, they're there. I mean, it's not like we're copywriting any of them. Obviously, I think any and all, like, let's see. So Central City, they essentially play. They do game mode of Conquest from Battlefield. If any of y'all out there, who I assume most of you are, because we're all nerds here, who play Battlefield, the Conquest game mode in that. They call it Ringer. Obviously, I know they probably wanted to, like, put their own name on it, or for whatever reason, but you got to think about it too in the aspects of, when, like, people like me who are airsofters who have YouTube channels go out to stuff, sometimes they change up names to avoid copyrights. It is what it is. So who knows? Also, name changes also makes it more interesting, I think. Plus, it could make it entertaining and make people giggle. Who knows? Sanic mode. So, anybody else got any juicy ones? Because I think I just came up with an idea. So, ooh. Okay, Cutter, the video game brain is a churning. Here comes the nerd thought. So, yeah. Hear me out. For the video game thought in the brain. Xbox 360 era, there was a game called Army of Two. So, use that idea as a game mode. So, you get 2 players on a team. So, it's all teams of 2. Teams of 2. Army of 2. Bear with me. Right? So, to emulate the game, what the field does is, since some fields have admins that have, like, riot shields, so we take a couple extra riot shields, put them out on the shield, or put them out on the field to simulate, because, like, in Army of Two, you could take off, like, car doors and stuff and use them like riot shields. So you lay out some riot shields out on the field to simulate the car doors, right? So each team could potentially find a riot shield and use it. But in this game mode, you're essentially tied, metaphorically, at the hip to your partner with respawns. Now we're gonna you have 2 respawns, so 1 respawn each, but those 2 respawns are shared between the 2 of you. So if one of you goes down and has to respawn twice, that's it. You guys are out, both you. Challenge, and just to make it more fair, we'll do a tourniquet system too. So 2 tourniquets, and then you have to go to respawn. And since you guys are tied together, when you go to respawn, your partner has to come with you, whether he's down or out. It's just you have to be together at all times. Battle buddy system, But yeah, so, like, one guy goes back to respawn, another one has to come with him, whether he's down or not. And once both, and you're tied together with your 2 respawns, and you have 2 tourniquets per person to get them back up. I was about to reference Army of Two. See, the Prime Tech, this is why we're friends. We think of the same ideas. Good thought, man. But now, okay, so since I mentioned riot shields that would be implemented in this game mode specifically, let me list out the usual riot shield rule would apply, where you can utilize it as cover and hide behind it, but the second that you are trying to re-engage, you have to actually expose a good chunk of yourself from the shield. You can still use some of it to cover, but you have to reveal, I think, what was it some fields say, like 3/4 of yourself at least from the shield when you're engaging. Um, so what you do now hear me out, and you guys have probably seen this in movies and stuff. What you do is you got one dude who uses the shield to like duck behind it and walk, and the other dude stands behind him real close, leans out. You know, because you still, even with that stack, you still have to expose yourself to come out of cover to engage. But with having an extra person, you can just keep moving. What if you did it? One guy has the replica and is blindfolded, and the other teammate isn't allowed to talk to tell him where to. Um, do one guy. Um, ha, ha, uh, Obviously, cut her with that when you caught me at a moment. I'm trying to think how that would work. You broke my brain for a minute, dude. Like what? So okay, what? One guy's blindfolded and he's the one with the replica. The other dude can't talk, but he has to tell the dude with the replica where. I see so many issues arising from that. Mainly from the blindfolding. Now, okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Bear with me. Allow the talking to happen, but let's do it this way. One dude gets earplugs. One dude gets earplugs and the other one's blindfolded, so it's like Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor from Hear No Evil, Speak No Evil. One deaf guy and one blind. And then having them do that. But again, oh yeah, Ghost, I think you just hit it with that one. I see a lot of sprained ankles. I honestly don't think that Fields are going to be down with blindfolds though. I see them going. That could be a safety issue. Um, could really see that being a safety issue. There's an old kung fu movie called Blind Man, Deaf Man. I, you could see that movie, or you could just go see No Evil, Speak No Evil with Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor. It's hilarious. um, I just keep coming back to the. I just see the Fields going. Yeah, no, I don't think I would want it. Even with a guide, I don't think I'd want to walk some airsoft fields blindfolded, Because I know that, like, Central City, the ground is really uneven. Like, really, like, it's natural outside, normal outside dirt. It's, oof. Yeah, sprained. I agree with Ghost. That sounds like sprained ankles. um, Now, actually, here's my question. Random thought. Because we do take a lot of inspirations from video games when we play game modes in Airsoft and whatnot. Has anybody done like legit, maybe extraction shooter type thing? Um, um, like the Division or Arc Raiders or something like that, where you just try to go in and find stuff and get the stuff out type thing. Hostage rescue. I've done there's I know some places that have done hostage rescue before, but I mean it's kind of like that. I guess I don't know. I guess I'm not coming across in explaining it well enough where I am. And it's just everybody's kind of already done it already in a different form. Who knows? Um, Black Hawk Down. We already kind of tapped on that one with the pilot rescue. Dark Tree. Dark Tree. What do you got? You're raising your hand a whole lot. Me. What do you got? But like, and also good to have you, Dark Tree. Also, okay, now wait a minute. Let's expand on this idea. Let's work together here. We're gonna workshop this, and y'all bear with me, right? So extraction style thing. Instead of take one person and or thing to point A, from point A to point B, boom, get point. I've played a couple of games like that. Usually you extract unnamed hostage. Rarely been a specific object. I see, now you mean more of an Arc Raider style game. And yeah, and that's what I'm kind of more thinking of, instead of, because hostage rescue, downed pilot, protect the president, like, yes, I said the Division, Dark Tree. Yes, I said the Division. So, see, I got your attention. Now, Dark Tree, since... Okay. Dark Tree, you just got here. Let me fill you in before I continue on this, because I said something to do that is like the Division or Arc Raiders or something like that. So, what we're talking about tonight, Dark Tree, is like, what type of game modes would you like to see Airsoft fields or events like implement in the new year, moving forward into, like, changing up how we play Airsoft, obviously. Like, our usual brainstorming of getting together and talking about stuff. We've come up with some ideas here and there, and people have thrown some stuff around, some silly and some strange, and some kind of teetering the tiptoe of the safety risk line with blindfolds, Cutter. So what I'm thinking here is what I'm workshopping, and like thinking what could potentially sound cool, and like I said, stick with me here. An extraction style game mode based in the vein of Arc Raiders or like the Division, where instead of doing down pilot or a hostage or protect the president or something like that, it's like an item hunt, and you go out and you find specific things, and you have to get them to extraction. And, well, obviously fighting off the people who are also trying to get said items. And you have to get them to extract first. And it doesn't happen once. It goes in phases. So while you have these multiple props out on the field, you're supposed to find specific things. So, first phase, you have to extract with this item, and everybody's going to be searching for that one item to extract. Second phase, you'll have to extract with this item. Somebody may have already picked that item up in phase one, or we could maybe implement a rule where you can't pick up items, but like you can only pick up what you're looking for. So, and then just stage it forward so you have, and have like maybe set it up where it's groups of people, maybe like duos or trios or something like that. But something like that, and have like a rotating extract an item thing hunt, like a prop hunt with an extract mission angle to it. Yay, yay, nay. I think it could work. Obviously, it's okay. It would be cool if you need to find parts to build a tool or a thing to extract and win a game. Parts can be swapped from groups by downing the wielder of said part. Yeah? Wait a minute. Actually, Prime Tech. No, that's genius. Dude. No, 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 no. Oh. Ooh, Prime Tech. Prime Tech. Brother. Oh. Oh. Once you have the tool thing weapon down, the whole team can take the object. Can we somehow incorporate a drone to drop off said item? Hey, whoa! Whoa! Like random locations that both teams have to hunt down. Now, okay. One, Dark Tree, I like the drone thing. That's actually a really cool idea. The drone thing is a cool idea. But before I lose it, let me back up to Prime Tech. So, everybody... So you know how a lot of these Nerf blasters can be like parted down and they come in like collapsible kits? Get a couple of, get the field to get a couple of those and spread the Nerf blaster parts over the field for like a certain number of, have like 2 or 3 of them. They're all the same, but show everybody, okay, you all have to get these pieces and they all have to be together before you can extract with these pieces, and use Nerf blasters as your assembly piece thing before you can extract. Prime Tech, I think you inspired a good idea, but yay, nay, anybody? I think as a group as a whole here, we're coming up with a really cool idea. Drones starting getting more often. Use of smoke nades in the Division 2. I feel like drones can make an airsoft. My exact thought: squarely assemble a Nerf blaster. Yes, yes, we're on the same page. All right, cool. Prime's idea sounds fantastic as well. Prime Tech Customs, I like that. Yeah, so you get a few cheap Nerf blaster assembly sets for your field, and disassemble all of those and put them out all over the place, and have your set numbers of groups and teams, and they go out and grab said Nerf thing, assemble said Nerf thing, and then make it to extraction point. And yes, we will give them specifically smoke grenades when they hit to extract to know that they have it assembled. And there will be a ref on site, but then you also have to hold extract for so long and not get downed, because if you get downed, they can take your pre-assembled Nerf blaster and extract with it. Yeah! That would be cool. I like that. We just came up with an extraction mode, everybody. Take notes. So, if anybody uses this in their field, I want credit. or at least some sort of nod, tip of the hat. Thank you, appreciate you, Squirrely, and also give the shout out to Prime Tech, anybody else who's here in the chat too for coming up with that idea, because that's cool. I like it. Smurf smoke. Well, I mean, EG67 makes all sorts of colors for smoke nades, so why not have the fun of make sure it's a smoke nade to call in your extract. Yeah, like, yeah. Now the question is, since we're still on this, everybody, bear with me, bear with me. How long should the extract be? Because what is it in like, let's see, the division is like what, 90 seconds, something like that. And let's see, in arc raiders you have to wait for the elevator for probably about 60 to 70 seconds or something like that. Actually, I guess I never paid attention to the count for the elevator arrival in arc raiders. Is that a minute or a minute and a half? I don't know. It feels like forever sometimes. I'm reading, everybody. Don't mind me. Okay. Okay. So, let me do this. Let's roll back up here in the comments. Because we're workshopping this, guys. We're going to refine this. Because I think altogether here, we're giving a really good idea. And you know how we are on the channel. We usually get on tangents and stick on them for a minute. So, okay, Lady M, in this game mode, so we got people saying that, we got targets to put up after you assemble it, blah, blah, blah. It's for an extraction thing, like holding the line is pretty much like the main bread and butter with that. In this game mode, is there one Nerf blaster per team? Does that mean the team finding an extra part could hide it on the other team? I think just to make it in all fairness, if you already have said part, you can't pick up a duplicate. You just have to move on. Like, but if you want to post up and camp it and make sure that nobody gets it, yeah, sure. But no picking up and moving parts. Gotta write that down and find an old long shot. Yeah. Or make it where you have to. The Nerf gun firing target, like, so, okay. Let me roll down to it. There's a lot of comments rolling in on this now. 2 minutes, 90 seconds, firefight extract. Now I need a division loadout for real. Flares produce heat and smoke. The smoke does not. Yeah, no flares, no flares. Yeah. Keep in mind, guys, anytime that we're going to be mentioning pyro, airsoft wise for games, just for the safety of any and all fields for potential use in any of these ideas, I would only be suggesting like EG67 cold burn smokes, no flares. I don't want anybody like using these ideas and like setting their airsoft fields on fire. Because especially out in California, you guys deal with a lot with dry brush and whatnot. We don't. No. Cold burn smokes, if most of anything. And also, if the ref that would be at the extract, when you pop extract, he's gonna also blow a horn at the same time to let everybody know that somebody's trying to extract, and they'll all flood that zone. That way, when they would be waiting on their extract, you're not just sitting there for nothing to show up because everybody else is just, oh, I gotta go find our Nerf blaster parts. It'll help the game move. You can do this a couple rounds too, I think. Dark Tree, Roman Candle. No, we're not doing fireworks. Make a 3D flare. Symbols in the flare. Smoke nade out one of the parts, maybe. Smoke nades don't launch, unfortunately, unless they're tagging. Well, tagging has smoke in it. No! Loadouts, campers, and CODs. Warzone piss me off. I just want to shoot Dark Tree hit me up around. Dark Tree trying to manipulate a game mode idea just so he can shoot off a flare. I can see you trying to talk the field owner in your area and to just, I just want to shoot a flare off, man. Can we try this, please? Crazy Jason. Okay. Now we're back at. Okay, now that we're off the flare topic, let's get back on the. Wait, what do we got, Crazy Jason? Okay, would have to have a designated extract point for each team. Flare for a night game. Okay, no flares. Airsoft field and fire. Flares bad, everybody. Flares bad. It doesn't have to fire smoke. It just has to hold place once set off. Basically confirms that the object is assembled and ready to extract. Now, okay. Hear me out on this. So, couple things I'm going to tap on with the ideas that I would say that we should add to with this. Okay, Crazy Jason would have designated extract point for each team. No. 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 I'll do you one better. This is where you would take the division flare up to this. Whatever field you're at, you better know it, because extracts will be put in specific locations. You will be told the name of said locations, and you have to get to one of those extract points to call in an extract once your item piece is assembled. And then get there and, pop smoke, blow horn, whatever, call attention to that area. So the whole point of the smoke is to call the attention to that area. As well as the horn. So it'd be like a dual thing. So it'd be like, or what we would do, actually, probably just for safety's sake, and plus, I don't think any field would just willy-nilly give out smokes for free either. Probably be in the refs that would be in the extract zone that would pop the smoke, come up. You would show them the assembled thing, and they pop the smoke, blow the horn, and then you have your 90-second to 2-minute window of hold for extract. Once that's cleared, your item piece is extract, and boom, round one. Or you could have the, so for smaller fields, that's the Prime Tech. Here's an idea for field size adjustments. You could even have the admin wander around, and you do a timed thing. So let's say the extract game is 15 to 20, no, random. Let's do a random theoretical here. Random field size, whatever, big, small, in between. Game mode, say, runs 15 to 20 minutes. After the horn starts, when the game starts, you have 5 minutes before an extract point opens up, right? And when the 5 minutes elapses and you're going through your stages of looking for pieces, getting into engagements with other players on the field, and then the admin goes to a random point on the field and blows the horn to let you know audibly where the LZ is at. And then you go to that extract point when you have your item assembled. That way, it could mitigate like trying to place if you don't have a huge field to implement this game mode. Then you can just move it sporadically and randomly by the admin going to wherever they are for the extract point, and they'll hit it. You'll know where to go. You know, I think it sounds fair to help mitigate that issue, since you brought that up, Prime Tech, yes, which is a good point. but if like, I mean, so Central City is only 7 acres, but I think they could still like pre-place, if they did that game mode, they could pre-place some extraction points, and you could still have that nice gapping and know where to go. I think like small CQB fields or something like that would have issues with it, but yeah, you could still have some way of fitting that in, I think. Yeah, and yeah, and yeah, 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 yeah. Good brainstorm, everybody. I like this idea. We have come up with brilliant ones. Anybody got anything else? We can either add to that one and keep going, or we got any other ones? Because I think I kind of lit a fire under all of y'all when I mentioned like extraction. I know Dark Tree, you got real excited when I mentioned, the division. And you know, um, but yeah, no, I think, yeah, that would be kind of cool. I like the Army of Two idea too. That's a good one. I come up with some of the cool ideas with you guys. So Dark Tree approves. All right, everybody, the extraction mode is approved by Dark Tree. our resident division fan. Mrs. Ghost says a couple of games. Well, okay, yeah, so I think with an extraction game mode like that, in total it'd probably be like 2 or 3 rounds of it, right? That's something that you could do during an event or an open play, or something like that. It has a good mix of things. I think it would be properly done. A division game mode, Peachtree, and extraction would be awesome. But I mean, for small fields, it could be like a tower defense. Start where the defense team has an infinite respawn been times, and offense is set limit. Attack, defend. Yeah, featuring an extraction would be awesome. Okay. I agree, Dark Tree. I think it would be pretty cool. There's she meant the Mr. and Mrs. Smith game mode like a couples team goes against each other. Wait, what? Oh, okay, I misread that. So she meant, so Mrs. Ghost from Mr. Shadow Ghost over there says a Mr. and Mrs. Smith game, like couples teams going against couples. So so why do I see that turning into somebody inviting the neighbor that they don't like? They get really nice with their neighbor that they don't like and be like, hey, you want to come try this thing out? It'd be really cool. Just for revenge. Because that asshole lets his dog poop in your yard. Mr. and Mrs. Smith couples game mode. Okay. Okay. Now, my question, Ghost, is with your Mr. and Mrs. Smith couples game mode, revenge is sweet. So with your Mr. and Mrs. Smith game mode, what so that you can kind of I would say you can kind of say that's along the lines of the Army of Two idea. Along those lines, I would say. What change ups would you make to differentiate that from the Army of Two style game mode, I would say? Like what special rules would you set into that? Marsha and Tom from next door, we could get laid up this weekend. I mean, or you could do okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Now hold on. Bear with me here. Couples game mode. Husbands versus wives. Like literally divide the entire troop down the middle. We can call it marriage counseling night. Revives have to be a true love's kiss. How would we determine that? Like, you gotta make it so believable that I see stars. I say husbands versus wives, and Ghost immediately goes, no. I mean, yeah, I get where you're going with it, though. I get where you're going with it, Miss Ghost. I see the idea of the twist. I just, what else? What else can be added to that? Tongue or it doesn't count. You have to be an official couple to participate, and costumes from the game and / movies are encouraged. Ah, so we're going complete theme. Okay. Husbands will get to sleep in the field that night. Okay. So, okay, so it's legit just like... okay. I see where you're rolling, Ghost. I see the haunted house where they're coming from. Literally just banking in on the theme hard on that, on pushing the couple's angle. Okay. I get it. I see. Yes. And Cutter, that's... I can see couples messing with each other like that. Well, get up. I kissed you. Nah, I wasn't really feeling it. Just a definite work together aspect of it. Yeah. And I guess you can also, you kind of sort of utilize like what we said that you could use for like the Army of Two stuff into that a little bit, where you tie your respawns together. Yeah. Okay. I can get behind that. Airsoft teaches communication. Airsoft therapy. Airsoft couples therapy. Brought to you by 6mm pieces of plastic. Yeah, that could actually, I think that would be really interesting, especially if you get that couple that constantly argues, and they're gonna just end up arguing with each other on the field, and then they're gonna get mad because then they get hit and have to get eliminated and go back to respawn. Oh, that would be hilarious. I mean, yeah, that could be a whole lot of entertainment. Well, now that I really think about it, but yeah, prime type customs. You like this game mode? Maybe you can just sleep here. That's good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. All right. Well, and then they have to kiss to restart, even when pissed off. I agree. I agree, my friend. I agree. Um, well, guys, we've been going for an hour. Y'all have come up with some really good ideas, and interesting ideas to say the least, in what you would like to see people adapt for game modes leading into the new year of Airsoft here in 2026 in events and in open plays and all over the place. And any fields out there that see this, anybody who sees this and thinks that's a good idea, go ahead and try to implement it in your game mode, and then come back to me. Hit me up in the comments in the community section. Let me know how it went. Um, one thing that we all try to do when it comes to Airsoft is you always come up with really good ideas. Bring it to your field owner. Like, let them know. It's like, hey, I got this really cool idea. Can we try it out? Like, take it to your open play field. Take it to your weekly game. Like, go back, rewatch, write stuff down that we said, change, adapt, innovate. You can make it your own. But try them out, guys. Always, 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 always use your imagination and thrive in Airsoft that way, because that's the way that we keep this going. Is we just come up with new and interesting ways to keep this sport that we love so much. Keep it fun, and keep it interesting, and change it up. So go take these ideas, run with them, take them to your field, try them out, try to run them, take them out in your backyard with your friends, test them, and then just take them out in the field and try them. Always, always, always. And it's never hurts to ask. Never hurts to ask. And I'm pretty sure your local field will always be down to take a new game mode idea in, because it just works. So I hope to see and hear good things coming out of these. Um, you know, if someday, like we've always planned on the channel, we can do the Airsoft field that I wanted to do here when we get big enough on the channel. Because, if we hit 1,000 subscribers, we can get monetized. And then when anything that you guys help me monetize, I'll eventually buy some land and then build a field here. And, we can do all these cool things. But that's the future far off dream. That is probably a pipe dream. Yeah, it is what it is. But we always dream about it here on the channel. And any proceeds that do come in from any monetization once we pass 1,000 will hopefully start building that dream. But until then, I got Central City. I'll try implementing it there. You guys try implementing your stuff at your local fields, and just keep coming up with stuff. It's how we keep it going. Keep Airsoft growing strong, everybody. And I appreciate every single one of you for coming here on the channel and hanging out with me, having these fun conversations, and coming up with new and inventive ways and spreading your ideas and your love of Airsoft. So, until next time, everybody, never ever forget your battle cry!